Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, whatever it is in your part of the world. Hello, Demoose. Hello, Reverend Joe. Hello, Tony. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Judy. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Bev. Guess that's everyone that's chatted so far. Another beautiful day today. I was outside for part of the day today. Had to feed the chickens, water them, and I installed another hose today because I've got chickens outside in two different locations right now. And I had another hose, so I hooked that up so I don't have to drag the hose back and forth. A little extra work today, but that'll make it easier tomorrow. Yep, beautiful weather. So right now, I've got chickens in three different places, two places outside, and then I still have the youngest ones in the house, which are going to get moved out tomorrow. It was supposed to happen today, but time disappeared on me. By the time I got everything else done, took a shower, did a load of laundry, there just wasn't time enough to move the chicks today. Hello, J&B. Oh, I don't blame you for not going out, Joanne. They would have gotten you. Nah, I'm came with you, Joanne. And thank you for those reminders, Arlene and Reverend Joe. Very much appreciated. Thank you for dropping the links, Arlene. I put out a short members only video yesterday. It was only a little over a minute long, but a little bit of the work has been done on the big house. So if you're not a member, you don't know yet. But I'll be posting a video to everyone when the work progresses a little bit more. Well, thank you, Judy. Yep, I'm happy with it. And I've got three inspectors. Two of them stay under the house when they're here working. But Buddy's right out there, right with them when they're working, watching everything they're doing. So they'll do a good job. And I found out something else too. Those dogs are terrified of the electric fence. Because when they're here working, they take part of the fence down so they can get in and out. Dogs don't bother it one bit. They got zapped and they know their boundaries now. Fenced or not. When they left Friday, they forgot to plug the Energizer back in. They put the fence back, but forgot to plug the Energizer back in. So they were in there for hours with no electricity going through the fence. And they were still there. Here comes Oreo. Hey, buddy. Hello, Eddie. Okay. Now I know how to keep Eddie away if he ever comes around here. He's terrified of electric fences. Don't have to worry about that. Eddie won't go more than half hour from home. Well, the last I knew, Reverend Joe, we weren't supposed to get any rain for the next week or so here. Hello, Emily. Hello, Barbara. I don't blame you, Eddie. It can hurt. Yep, I was all worried about them, J&B. Gonna try to get them moved out of there because I knew they were gonna have to have the fence down, but it's not a problem. So it was gonna work out. Well, Emily, dogs don't want costly Italian food. They want garbage. You can offer a dog expensive food or the trash can. They're going to pick the trash can. Well, but the only thing that's new, Barbara, is the contractors started working on the big house. They're working on rebuilding the porch right now. That was in pretty rough shape. So that's going to have half the floor joist new in it. What was back towards the house is okay. But the outside half, they had to cut off and replace them. All new floorboards, new railing, and they're going to build a ramp on it. And once they get that done, then they're going to go inside and start working in there. Going to put plywood down throughout the house and put the OVT down. The doors have to be trimmed off or raised up, one or the other. I don't know sure what they're going to do there. One door is going to be turned around so that it will swing from the bedroom into the bathroom instead of from the bathroom into the bedroom. Because the way it is now, it blocks the closet in the bedroom. And I'm going to put a return air vent in there for the HVAC system. Because the HVAC guy said that one vent really isn't enough for that. It would be, but I'd have to use one of the lower quality filters, and I'd rather have the better filtration. So I'm going to put another vent in there so I can use the better air filters in there. Hello, Ace. Oh, yeah, Emily. Yes, J&B. I've got someone that's going to help with the catio. Yeah, good thing I waited to do that. Otherwise, that would have to all be tore apart now. Yeah, I should check the weather. '82. Um, what else was there? Oh, I took Teddy to the vet Friday to get him checked to see whether or not he was still anemic or not. And she recommended not spending the money to test him because she said when he was tested before, he was just barely out of range. He was real close to normal. And she was 100% sure that it was the fleas that had him down. So I agreed to not have him tested. Hopefully, it is just the fleas that caused that. And also, Rose started breathing funny Thursday night, acting perfectly normal, but she seemed to be breathing very hard and fast. No, she examined her and said her lungs sound good, no sign of infection, and she's blaming it on being real active just before she laid down. But I don't think she's any more active than normal. That was Thursday night, Friday morning. Later in the day on Friday, she didn't seem to be quite as bad. Yesterday, there was times when I noticed it worse than others. And then today, she seemed to be back to normal. But I did post a video that I took of her on Facebook in a group that is just vets that can comment on there. And they have to send their credentials in and stuff. And if anyone that's not approved comments, their comment gets deleted. So you know it's only vets that are commenting. And she says it could be abnormal or it could be normal. It's hard to say. And she said if I wanted to have 3-view chest X-ray done, that would tell for sure if there was anything wrong or not. Because she said you can't always hear what's going on. So I'm gonna contact the vet's office tomorrow and see if at some point I can show that video to one of the other two vets there and get their opinion on it. See if I should have the x-rays done or if she's good. But like I said, today she didn't look like she was 100% normal, but a lot closer to normal than she's been in the last 3 days. Well, don't be burning our food, Joanne. We're all hungry. We want whatever you're cooking for us. $75 isn't bad at all for your area, Demoose. Yeah, that humidity, that's unbelievably low. Oh, I'm going to be 7th. Well, maybe I'll have to end my live early so I can go listen to myself. Thank you for that, Robin. And also, hello. Yeah, I might get into that collab there, Reverend Joe. Hello, Tim. Thank you, Robin. Oh, don't worry, Eddie. I didn't do the singing. Hello, Lauren. Oh, absolutely, Reverend Joe. It's not a problem. Yes, Robin, go ahead, drop the link. Well, Desmond's doing a little bit better last night, J&B. She still doesn't feel good, and she didn't have her camera turned on. But, well, she was up on panel on, was it Gary's Live? Or was it Eddie's Live? Maybe she's on both of them. I can't remember now. Okay, Gary's Live. Yeah, I couldn't remember, Eddie. Yes, Emily, I was surprised. Eddie's not a bad singer. Yes, she is dealing with the infection, J&B. Because she said her legs are all red from the infection. Okay, Robin. Yeah, I'll be over later. Hello, Charlene. Well, Emily, I'm pretty sure we all have birthdays. Um, what else has been going on? I don't know what that is all about. Dino just got a drink of water, started to walk away. Then all of a sudden turned directions and ran. Something must have scared him. Come here, Domino. You don't know what was going on, Reverend Joe. I guess so, Joanne. Boy, they were active last night. Up until I went to bed. When I went to bed, they calmed down. But boy, up until that time, they were very active. Yep, that's right, Reverend Joe. Yeah, I was noticing the four cats over in the other house were really raising heck last night and today. Hello, Chris. And maybe that's what it was with Dino. Um, I've seen Chris in here before, so I'll give him a ring. Oh, my cat's been sleeping all day, that's for sure. Hello, Shawnee. Hello, Katie. Um, I don't know. Just don't seem to have a lot of new stuff to talk about today. If any of you haven't been in here the last couple lives, the injection to my hip wore off now. It did good last week up until Saturday. It started to wear off. And then by the past Tuesday or Wednesday, it was completely gone. Yeah, birds are all doing good. They're getting bigger every day. Hello, Lee. I wish the biggest ones, I had a run for them to go out into because they're definitely big enough now. But I'll be getting that taken care of relatively soon. Um, if everything goes good tomorrow, the youngest birds will be out of the house and they'll be outside. Yes, dogs are staying under the house, Emily. When they're here working, Goldie and Honey stay under the house. And because Buddy's got to be out seeing what's going on. And then after they leave, the other two will come out. And then they'll go under. And they'll come back out. Yes, Charlene. On Thursday, the contractors came and got started on the pork. I put a members only video out yesterday. And once things progress along a little more, I'll be putting a video out to everyone. Is it as dry there, Charlene, as it is in New York? I know the governor issued a statewide burn ban for all of New York, and I've been seeing some pictures of some lakes and reservoirs and stuff that are very, very, very low. Yet that happens for some of the craziest reasons, Katie. I know there's some comments that are held that there's nothing bad about them, nothing bad at all. It's a good possibility, Charlene. It's not too bad here. We haven't had any significant rain in, I don't know. I think it's been almost 2 weeks now. but we're still at a low fire risk, at least as of yesterday, I think it was. Either yesterday or Friday, I checked it. Yeah, I guess it's the entire Northeast, Charlene. Yeah, I should be, Emily. Yeah, it's ridiculous that they did that, Katie, but that's what they've been doing. Yep, yep, that was the first one there, Katie. Went back, reread that. Hello, John. Yeah, some cats love kisses and other cats don't. Um, well, these flies are ridiculous. I've got some. They're fly stickers, but they're not the long ones that hang way down. They're round ones. I don't know how to describe them, but they only hang down maybe 8-10 inches from the ceiling. I just gotta climb up there somehow and get them hung up. I'm getting sick of the flies. Hello, Austin. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Ed. Yeah, I watched the replay of your long live today that was 4 seconds long. I left a comment on there for you about a pretty long live. And then I missed the other one. I saw that you were live, but I wasn't able to watch it at the time. Yeah, I'll probably do that Killy collaboration, so I'm gonna go back and watch that one, Ed. Oh yeah, Joanne. They sure do. Hello, Carol. Okay, Ed, I'll share it out and see what I can do. Hello, Perry. Hello, John. Yeah, I'm hoping I can find that chili recipe that I had a couple years ago because I really liked that. But I'm not sure where the recipe is. So I may have to try a different recipe. Okay, you have a good night, J and B. Um, I didn't get a nap in this afternoon, so my mind's not working. I'm not fine, Emily. Yeah, I guess just don't have my right train of thought. I talked about the cats, chickens, dogs, the house. Um, I haven't seen the armadillo that was hanging around here last year. I haven't seen that in a long, long time. I I've seen some deer down the road. I haven't seen them here in the yard. I see the rabbit around here every now and then. Um, I haven't seen any raccoons or possums. When the dogs are running loose, I found a dead possum under the carport. But I think that's the possum that was hanging around here. And we modified where the chickens are under the carport a little bit. So the raccoons haven't got any more of them since that happened. I wish I was smoking something, Judy. Then I'd have an excuse. Jonesy. Not a lot of squirrels around here. Okay, Judy, I'll tell a story. Once upon a time, there was this lady that really didn't care for cats. Then she got two kittens of her own, and now she loves cats. How's that? Yeah, I don't think the possum would really hurt anything, Emily, but I'm assuming the dogs eliminated it. Hello, Rick. Well, I'm just telling that the contractors started working on the house on Thursday. They're working on the porch right now. Animals are all doing good. Rose did have a little problem with her breathing for a few days, but the vet says everything's okay with her. And other than that, not much else. Yep, I didn't add in that part, Judy, and they lived happily ever after. Hello, Gary. Yeah, it doesn't take much to keep me occupied, John. And Ace is going to add a little more onto the story. And I got my coffee right here next to me, Gary. Almost got to make my coffee. All of a sudden, I realized it was 20 minutes after 5 and I hadn't made any coffee. So I had to hurry up and get that made. Um, nice, Katie. That's the way to cook. Just have something in the freezer and throw it in the microwave. Speaking of food, I'm gonna try the keto diet. Yeah, we talked about it last night on Grandma's Live and decided that'd be best for me to start out with, see how that goes. I've been reading on it a little bit, and it sounds doable. To lose weight, Emily. Thank you, Tony. Yep, sure did, Judy. Yeah, I actually watched one of her lives when she wasn't live. I watched part of it a few days ago. And then last night I was able to actually catch her live. Well, I can do that, Reverend Joe. The main sandwiches I eat are those fast bite sandwiches, and I won't be eating them. And I have found a substitute for sugar that's keto friendly, stevia. so I can use that in my coffee. The bacon sounds good, Joanne. The last that I heard from Bobblehead was when someone was asking about him in one of my lives a few weeks ago. And then all of a sudden he popped in. He'd been watching the live and wasn't commenting. I know he hasn't put a video out in a long time. But he's around and we just don't know it. I completely understand why people do it. Because if you go to a live and comment, then you're stuck there commenting for quite a while. Where if you get to watch live and don't comment, no one knows that you're there, but you're still there supporting that person. Because sometimes if I'm trying to do something else, while I have a live going, I won't comment because I'm doing something else while I'm listening to the live. Yeah, Jonesy, I know you know what I'm talking about. You go into a live and say something, then all of a sudden, everyone's saying hello to you. Yep, that's exactly right, Eunice. And hello, Eunice. Yeah, I'm pretty good at going to lives, saying hello to everyone, and then the comments for me seem to slow down a little bit, and I can just kind of back out of chat and do what I need to do. And I'm still there, but no one knows I'm there. Hello, Wanda. I hope you're feeling better. Hello, Pink Sparkle. I don't know how I used to do it, but I used to sit down, watch a live, and I would watch and chat the whole time, and the live took my complete concentration. I don't know how I got anything else done. But now, I can't get anything done if I got my complete concentration on a live. So a lot of times I have to just listen to the live and go ahead and do what I need to do. Sometimes I have my phone in my pocket and I'll be out feeding the chickens or whatever. Well, Gary, sounds like you guys need to use Mr. Sparky. Yep, Carol knows how to do it also. Well, be careful there, Gary, if you're short staffed. Yep, you've got a pink sparkle. Like I said, I don't know how I used to do it. I think it's because back then I was living in a camper and all I had was the cats and just a few chickens. Yep, fall hasn't started here yet, Wanda. Well, the temperatures have cooled off, but still not really fall time temperatures. And there's a few trees here and there that are starting to turn a little bit, the early ones. But we're somewhere in the neighborhood of a month off from peak foliage. Very end of October, first week in November, something like that. Yep, Eunice. I was over there supervising it, Drew, making sure he was doing it right. Yeah, and Drew even asked me about it. So nice, Gary. Yeah, I commented on that video that Jamie did of her new cups, the ones that will turn black when they cool off. I commented on there, I need one with Eddie's face on it so I can make him disappear. Hey, Sanford. doing, buddy? Sanford wants to say hello to everyone. He's a beautiful cat. Yeah, I thought that'd be funny, Emily. Sanford, everyone's saying hi to you. Katie, Emily, Joanne. I forgot how to, Joanne. Yeah, thank you, Emily. And he's a big boy. I got 3 cats. Get the big boy flea medicine. Him, Teddy, and Oreo. They're all over 9 pounds. As small as he was when I found him, I never thought he'd be this big. Because I honestly didn't think he was over 2 or 3 months old when I found him. And the vet told me he was 5 months old. And once he started getting fed, he just started growing and growing and growing. Yep, that's right, Katie. Kind of sorry I got him neutered. He made some beautiful kittens. But he was going crazy there. And at the time, I didn't realize that most of those kittens were going to end up dying. Out of the 10 kittens that he created, I've only got 2 now, Felix and Sweetie. Yeah, actually, Joanne, he did. When I stopped to throw trash in the dumpster that day, He came from out behind the dumpster. Meow, meow, meow. So actually, he did find me. Um, well, I believe one of the kittens was born dead. And two of them was because the mother didn't cut the umbilical cords and they got tangled up in them. Then two of them were just very, very small. And they were on vitamin supplements and stuff, and they just ended up dying. One of them just wasn't acting right one afternoon, died that night. One of them, I thought maybe because the mother had it in the warmest part of the house, maybe it was heat related, but I'm not sure. And then the last one there, Precious, she just got sick and she went to a regular vet. They thought it was an upper respiratory infection. Then I took her to the ER and she was very anemic. They blamed it on fleas. Just don't know. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jonesy. I appreciate that. Okay, Gary. Well, thank you, Jonesy. Yep, it does, man. Hello, Intrepid Homestead. Yeah, Eunice, with those two that were so small and just couldn't put any weight on them, I do think it was fading kitten syndrome, and that was mentioned by the vet also. You know, no, Emily. Speaking of Peter Zoo, is it that someone came up with one night? I think it was Wanda. But if anyone else in chat here remembers this, let me know. But I think it was Wanda. Came up with name that'd be a good name for another channel. You never heard of that, Emily? Yeah, it's when a kitten just doesn't gain weight and they just fade away. It, it actually is fairly common. Yeah, yeah, Old Man Cat Homestead wasn't it? Yes, Reverend Joe. Same thing. In humans, it's called failure to thrive. Peter's Petting Zoo. I think that is what I was trying to think of, Ace. Well, you just don't have any appetite because you've been sick, Joanne? Is that it? I've been like that. I was, I actually lost a lot of weight when I had the big C the first time. That's when I had it the worst. Because I went, what was it? I think it was, I can't remember how many days it was. I think it was 9 days I went with absolutely nothing to eat. I mean, absolutely nothing. And then a week or so leading up to it, and then for 2 or 3 weeks after that, I barely ate anything. And I didn't have any scale, but I estimated I lost about 30 pounds in that month. Ouachita Mountain Cat Daddy. Yeah, because before I really start posting stuff on my cat channel, I think I might change the name of that. I've got it Old Man King Cats right now, but I think I'm going to change that. Hello, Kay. You sure do get a raise and pay, Ace. 100% increase coming in next week's check. What the heck? 100% raise for all of my moderators. Yeah, that was me, Emily. I was forcing myself to drink. But the eating, I just couldn't force myself to do. But I figured the drinking was the most important. You know, Joanne, when I used to be active, sometimes I'd forget to eat. I'd be out doing stuff, and I'd just be so into my work. So all of a sudden, I'd realize, I've been out here all day. I never had lunch today. Forgot all about it. But now, I don't forget to eat. That's my problem. Emily, I hope you realize with that comment you just made, you're opening yourself up. I'm not responsible if anyone jumps out of that and starts commenting. Well, I'm not talking about drinking what you drink on a live, Gary. Sure, why not, Katie? Yeah, someone can change around that poll, Emily. Instead of POLL, they're going to change it to POLE. Yeah, you can't be forgetting they got sun cooking, Joanne. Okay, Katie. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I'm going to go visit Reverend Dream. Oh, now you're pushing it, Judy. Maybe. Yep, Ed, that's what she said. She's working the poll. I don't know, Eddie. Thank you for posting that link, Arlene. And my song's going to be number 7. I don't know if he played it yet or not, but hopefully not. Because I never get to hear my song on there. By the time I get there, it's usually almost over. But I think I'm going to head over there. Hello, Melissa. And if anyone wants to head over, Arlene dropped the link. And go and vote for your favorite song. I'd appreciate anyone that votes for mine, but you don't have to. You can vote for the best one. You're getting popular there, Emily. Hello, Des. Well, Des, I'm going to head over to Reverend Dreams now. But thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. I'll have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. And I'm gonna try to get a little more organized in my lives like I used to. I used to have a pad of paper sitting right next to me, and I had everything I wanted to talk about written down. And then if anything came up that I should know about or go back and check later, whatever, I would write that down. I'm going to start doing that again. So maybe I can be a little more organized. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. And up here just a little bit, Arlene dropped the link for Reverend Dreams Live. So if anyone wants to go over there, I'll see you there. Otherwise, have a great night.